Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Appreciate each and every one of you for being here, sharing your most precious asset with me, and that is your time. Welcome to the Crypto Lifer Show, baby. Let's go. Let's get it in. 108,005, toying with that low price action, but bouncing back above the 15-minute 200 moving average. They've been playing games there at that key level. Might be a nice place to take a bit of a long. I mean, they went down so many times. Are they going to go down again? Interesting. Let's see. We're going to break it down for you like we do every single day. I love you. I can't wait to start the stream. Let's go. My goodness, we have a lot to cover. I got my Bitcoin tie on. That tells you something is brewing here. I don't always wear a Bitcoin tie. That may be a premonition for a pump to come. I don't know. You tell me. I don't even know. Sometimes I have a premonition without even knowing I have a premonition. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Let's get that water into the body. Let's stay hydrated. Let's do it. Shout out to my lovers alive. Shout out to each and every one of you for being here. Let's get that music back up and pumping. Let's get the energy in the room skyrocketing. Shout out to my peoples, man. Shout out to my lovers alive. Shout out to the crypto lovers. Let's go, baby. Woo! I'm motivated to bang on it today, baby. Mondays, ready to rock. Start a whole new week. We closed our weekly candle. We're ready to expose the market maker. Shout out to all my beautiful people here on the live. Let's jump on into BTC and break it down. I'm hyped today, as you can see. Ton coin crashes. UAE shoots down gold and Visa for staking claims. Ton spiked and sharply declined, following confusion about the Visa program. A little bit of an issue there. MicroStrategy reports $14 billion in gains in quarter two when launching a $4.2 billion standard stock program to buy more Bitcoin. Elon Musk says his new political party will embrace BTC. And last but not least, a Chinese exchange, Qinghai Chai, reveals fake partnerships and crashes. Apparently, 1.8 million Chinese investors affected. And that is the beginning of the news today for Bitcoin. Let's break it down for BTC. NASDAQ as well, holding a key level kind of in this flag, but could it break to the downside? I'm watching this closely. Bitcoin as well, toying with the 5, 15-minute, 200 moving average. If you've been in my trading group, you've already been privy to what's happening. This is an add-on to what you already know because you are getting it in like me at 7 in the morning every single day without fail. You wake up early, you grind because you know what? You are a crypto lifer, and if you're just getting started and you're having trouble getting disciplined, welcome to the best crew in the game to get you on a good mental path, a good physical path to stay focused, stay ready to rock every single day of your life. So let's go. You got to be working out every day, being physical, being in nature, connecting. That is the vibe. That is the way. That is the frequency that'll put you to a higher level. Anyway, let's break down Bitcoin. Right now, I'm watching the 200 moving average, all right, and see what's happening there. See if we can get back above this 200 to go to the upside. Also, big news. We're going to talk about it right now. Could it be behind the scenes? Something with the SWIFT system. What is happening behind the scenes? Let me show you what I see. Let me bring this music down for a split second because I really want to focus. XRP getting a massive pump. And honestly, it's my strategy, right? Let's look at the 1 hour. It's touching the 21 above the 200 moving average inside of a bit of a beautiful flag here. And then it absolutely skyrockets to the upside. I've had a long open for XRP on the bigger time frames for a long time now. We've been looking at this idea here. You can see my long. The entry was here at about 212. You are in the money beautifully right now. It did take a while. Everyone wants their money immediately. It doesn't always happen so fast. If XRP breaks above the daily 200 moving average, I see it headed to 264 and it move all the way up to, 340 is my target for XRP. You can also see a bit of a slanted Adam and Eve here. There's your Adam. There's your Eve. It has Adam and Eve vibes to the upside. Measured move takes you to that middle point section at about 317. Is it sustainable? What's going on? XRP, ETF action, a lot of news going on. It's kind of, the banker's coin. It's going to move that money around. So big spike there for XRP. Bit of a short squeeze. We did move away from the 21 there on the 1 hour time frame. But, you basically almost hit the measured move there to the upside. Or you could say you did. Am I a little, I think I'm a little extended there. But you hit about 70 to 80% of the measured move, which is what I go for, XRP. So in the small time frames, look for this to stay above resistance here at 228. Look for it to kind of consolidate. If the 1 hour can get back to the 21, and we don't have to kind of basically make a nasty retracement of everything we just gained, if we can stay up here, connect back to that 21, sustainable. What will happen then is XRP breaks that daily 200 moving average, and we get a beautiful move to the upside here for XRP. Next target is 264, and then I'm zooming out on the 3-day chart to show you what I see. 3-day chart looking good. Still got momentum, lack of bearish momentum on the MACD. I see XRP possibly, and then my bigger target is 498 for XRP. We're already in the money at our 212 entry, and the stop loss is below 167. And that, my friends, is a beautiful, beautiful analysis for XRP, where I see it going in the next few months. Thank you so much for watching. Hi, today I want to break down XRP with you. Hi, my name is Sam Price, the Crypto Lifer. Today I want to break down XRP with you and give you a quick update on XRP. Big pump today. Also, I want to show you where I see it going in the next coming weeks and possibly the next coming months. Thank you so much for watching that beautiful. Thank you so much for watching. Just wanted to update you on XRP as fast as possible. If you like what you saw here, know I go live every single day, Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. to 12 p.m., and Saturday and Sunday nights at 8 p.m., The Crypto Lifer Show. If you want to know more, go to cryptolifer.com to find out. All right, cool. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate that. Just wanted to kind of bang out a little quick update there for XRP. Got the call from the crew. Bitcoin slumping the second we did that, getting rejected again by 108,005 there. Let's get back into BTC. So Bitcoin, every time it gets back above slump, kind of gets you going thinking, oh, it can't slump again. And it's kind of ranging in this crazy area. False move Monday numerous times. We're going to break down for you what I see now is a bearish retest. Like you fell down, you tried to get back inside, you bearishly retested the trend line. So you fell off, you did a bearish retest, and now you likely could continue further to the downside. Whenever you're falling out of a falling wedge, you can take the base here of the wedge like this, slide it down, and that gives you your measured move. If we do fall down somewhere at about 107,400, also that's a psychological area where people will look. Can we bounce? Look at a lot of buy pressure here. People seeming to love 108,000. Very strong support, 108K. You can see we laid a baseline here. Resistance, 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 you know. Makes sense that we would get a bounce back off 108,000. Is it a good place to long or short? Possibly it is a support of resistance flip. Could be a great area where we get a bit of a bounce to the upside. Let's do our top-down analysis for Bitcoin and start off strong here on this beautiful Monday. God bless everybody out there staying positive, pushing yourself. Believe you are it. Believe in yourself because you are it. You are the number one. If you stop believing in yourself, then who's going to keep pushing? Who's going to be your number one fan if you're not? Right? Nobody will subscribe to your channel if you're not a subscriber. Subscribe to your own channel. And that's a metaphor for life. You know what I mean? Your life is your channel. Subscribe to it. Go all the way. Be your biggest fan. Push yourself to the limit. Every day, do something that you know will change your life. Will push yourself forward. And don't give up. Do not give up. Every time you gain a little bit of traction, a little bit of momentum, don't give it back. Keep grabbing. I used to gain so much momentum, I used to give it all back. I'd go, 2-3 months depressed, back to my old stuff. Just horrible. Believe you me, I know exactly what it is to be, basically smothered by your bad behavior, have no discipline, and feel like you're lifeless, helpless, and can't move. I was there for years. I'm never going to be that person again. I'm here to change your life and mine every single day. So the weekly, wouldn't it be crazy if it did come back down here to bounce somewhere off 104,000, liquidate everyone at 105.8? This could happen. This is something that we're definitely looking at closely, okay? I'd love to break out, but you can see we're kind of at the top of the channel. If we're bullish, we'll kind of hang out here, maybe for 2 to 3 weeks before a massive breakout. And that's a rising wedge. Rising wedges do break down 68% of the time. There is some bearish divergence. However, the 21 is pretty close, but we are getting away from the 200. You get in when you're near the 200. You start thinking about taking profits at least when the 21 and the 200 start getting far apart. I teach my students this. I teach this class every single month. The last Saturday of the month, if you want to jump on into class, hit the QR code right there or the link. And there's people that took the class last week. I don't know if they could say or talk about how much they like the class and let people know right now, just so it's not even me. It's about what's happening in general. Okay, looking forward, let's go back to the 5-day chart. 5-day chart still looking pretty bullish. As the stochastics reset, we went sideways. To me, that is a bullish sign. The bigger time frames are suggesting a bigger move is coming because the stochastics are resetting down while you're getting upward price action. This is a very slick, subtle thing that most people don't look at because they don't look at the bigger time frames, the 5-day, the 3-day, the weekly. This is showing signs of life here. You could say, oh, but it's a bit of a bearish div. I say there was a bearish div there that got rejected with a buyout. You see? And so this flag has a measured move, wick to wick, algorithmically, all the way back up here to about $147,997. So this thing could still rip. The 21 is close enough to the 5-day. It's looking interesting for sure. Usually when you pump on a bigger time frame, you're just too far away from the moving averages. This time, that is not the case, telling me it's a more sustainable pump. If you were way far away from the 21, like this pump here, or this pump here when we got up, then you knew we had to come back down and consolidate. But here, we're kind of lingering with the 21 on the 3-day chart. It's a very good sign when you're consolidating with the 3-day, on the 21-day moving average. It's a very, very good sign. And how do I know this? I back-tested it for years. My subconscious mind is speaking now. It's not even my brain. It's my subconscious mind. I let my subconscious mind extract data from the charts for years. I did this every single day without a day off for 1,600 and some odd days. It's insanity. I'm obsessed with never missing a day. I don't know what it is. It's just how I operate. So once I get in on something, I go all the way, no lie. I hear people do that, but they're like, No. We're gonna basically define what consistency is in the crypto space, in the industry. We're gonna show you. And I saw some dude yesterday or today even selling his trading group saying, we got more testimonials than anybody in the space. That's just not true. I believe I have more testimonials, written paragraph testimonials, than anybody in the space. Hands down, I'll go toe-to-toe against anybody. You could sit here and read these for literally for a year straight, and there's paragraphs, there's gains, there's... Oh, man, it just doesn't stop. It goes on and on and on and on and on. It never ends. It absolutely never ends. It's insane. So if you want to find out, jump on in. All right? Yeah. Bitcoin getting tight. Bit of a double bottom with a higher low. But could price still come back down to the bottom of the channel, or are we going to rip? And this is what everybody wants to know. Even if you shorted, it would be a little bit of a short, I guess, back down to 105. If you want to put a feather in your cap there, but I just feel like it's not worth it because you're in an uptrend here. But come on, set it down. And again, there's one idea that we have broken out. You see, it's a W, and we are going to continue to rip. 3-day chart closes tomorrow night, all right, in 1 day and 10 hours. So I like the holding of 108,000. The daily, we could also start in the daily. You could start kind of ripping this trend line up. The daily's getting so tight. The daily says there's like, you're going to have to pump in the next, I don't know, tonight. Like, look how tight that is, I've been giving it some slack by saying, hey, they faked it out, and we could come back down to the bottom of the pattern. Only I may show you a broken pattern like this because I know how to break the rules because I know the rules. If you haven't been trading longer, you should always connect everything, right? Yeah, a lot of people looking at this stock, SBET. Shout out to Grace. Thank you, Grace. Appreciate you. Okay, yeah, can't ever spell though. Shout out to, we're getting tight inside this zone, the daily looking nice, and I wouldn't be surprised if we kind of go sideways here for 4 days and get tight inside this area, right? So I like what we're seeing for Bitcoin. All right, just get tight, man, and we could be tight for 4 or 5 days here. See, we could, and the low I see is 106,800 and get tight, so there's a chance that we get tighter inside of this smaller pattern here for BTC. Shout out to Jason. Are you out there picking vegetables after your awesome good morning stream? God bless you, brother. Shout out to all my people out here on the live. I'm going to jump on into the chat in a second. I have a second to look at the chat. I've been just going at the speed of light here. Shout out to all my lovers alive. Shout out to everybody out here. Thank you. Happiness, health, and prosperity to all the lifers. Thank you. Secret to success is getting started, baby. 100%. 100%. Someone says, sounds like a pinball. Personally, I believe in hope for the right inverted shoulder to form. Interesting. What up, homie? Shout out to After Hours Investing. Shout out to Servando Estrada, Zachary, Gilbert, Mr. Flawless, Cebus Crypto, and all the beautiful people out here on the live. Thank you for jumping on it on this beautiful July 7th. There's money to be made out here for the people that are paying attention. 100%. So look, we're getting tight inside the zone here. 22-hour, though, looking a little sketch. I will tell you that. On that 21 on the 12-hour. 8-hour looking tight. And then there's the 4-hour, which kind of has a double, basically cat ears, right? So I got mixed signals. Price action is super tight. We've got like a flag here, a flag there, and a flag here. We got multiple flags, right? It's good to kind of insulate. And here we are again with the 1 hour 200 moving average. Earlier today, when we lost the 15-minute, I told my students, look for us to hit the 1 hour 200 moving average. How did I know that was going to happen? Because I've back tested this for years. This is something that you will see over and over again. This is why trading groups are amazing. Okay? Because they'll teach you what's happening. That 1 hour 200 moving average back to the downside, right? Shout out to the testimonials and everybody out here. Thank you. Blessings on blessings. And we've changed lives from people that just work with the company. Like there's people that just started working with the company. We've changed lives, everybody. For people that learned free here because they couldn't afford it in a third world country. To all the love that we've given around the world, man. And shout out to all the lifers that have made this possible. Thank you. I couldn't ask for more. I really couldn't. I'm blessed. On the way to 100,000 subscribers. Thank you for every single buddy here. May we get the likes up to the watchers. I would greatly appreciate it. 1,265 beautiful souls here on the live. On a basically vacation weekend in the summer where most people got out of school to 28, 29. Public schools are out. Everybody is out. Nobody wants to be home watching the charts. Only the OGs like me. But I'll tell you, there could be some massive moves this summer, and I don't want to miss them. So the masses can miss them, but I will be focused on my game. I'll be focused on my strategies, focused on my tips, tricks, and everything else. So look, I love being near the 200 moving average in the 1 hour time frame. We did lose the 15-minute. I knew once you lost the 15-minute 200, we were toying with it today, that we would go down to the 1 hour 200 moving average. That's your next stop. I've watched this in succession. It goes through each time frame down to the 200 each time. It's an amazing move. It doesn't happen every time exactly like that, but about 80 to 90%. What you'll get is you'll get a move break from the 1 hour, then you'll lose the 5, then the 15, then the 1. The whole move will start on the 1 hour time frame. You might also be below the 1 hour 200 move, the 1 minute, the 1 minute. Now see, look, today my strategy, we would have bounced. We would have bounced here like so. And then we would have had this flagpole breakout. You see? Could even have made a right shoulder there, but it didn't even give it that to you, just kind of dumb. Now it looks like it's kind of rolling over, no? Bit of a bear flag that wants to break down. And now you're overbought on the stochastics RSI when you didn't get above a previous high. That's usually a rollover. You see, that's how the stochastics can show you you're rolling over. It's a bit of a stretch, but you kind of like shoulder, head, shoulder, right? It just looks a bit head and shouldery. And thank you so much. Someone gifted memberships up there. Is that what I see happen? Shout out to Mr. Flawless sending 5 crypto memberships out there to the world. God bless you. Thank you so much. If you want to join where we, trade where we trade on weeks. BitTuneX, BTCC, and MEXC. MEXC is the least amount of fees of any one of them. MEXC also has a new DEX that you could connect to. That's super awesome. I actually just saw this coin go up 20% on the DEX. I was looking at it in the cup and handle. It did exactly what it was supposed to do, then came back down. High risk for sure, but look at these coins. 420% for this coin I'm looking at here. Paleo. It came out yesterday. Matt AI. Some of these coins will come out very early, then they'll get into the DEX, but they'll start here get into the SEX, the centralized exchange, but they will start here on the DEX. MEXC has a DEX already connected, so it's like you can have your DEX and your SEX connected at the same time. Pretty crazy, right? And shout out to Weeks. And everyone's like, oh, but do you trust it? I do. I keep $271,000 here on Weeks. So without a doubt, I definitely trust it. Like I'm adding more Bitcoin every single day. I'm going to get this up to a whole Bitcoin. Continue to hold my Render, my SWI, my Sol, my AOIZ, Ponky, and things that I bought. Smaller account. I have other bigger positions. Got some XRP, Sublink, but mainly, and I'm stacking Tether too. These are wins. Every time I win, I stack Tether. So, hey Sam, what's your thoughts on starting fresh with support and resistance levels every Monday? I love it. I think it's a good idea. I think I do it every Sunday night. You know what I mean? But the weekly support and resistance is not going to change just because Monday started. Like if there's heavy support and resistance that's defined on a Saturday, that's going to be there on Monday, unless you lose it or gain it. So I don't know. I see what you're saying, but you kind of have to carry each day over from each day. This is kind of head and shouldery. Looks like it's going to roll over. I don't know. Does it look amazing? Doesn't look amazing. So let's get back to the daily here and show you what I see happening. I don't have any long or shorts open. I'm not scalping right now. You know what I mean? So like when I watch this on the daily time frame, and I'll get rid of that bigger, I don't really need the bigger one now. But when I watch this on the daily, yeah, I mean, for sure, this looks interesting. It almost could be a bullish like it could almost say, hey, it broke out. It's retesting. Yeah, I like to do the most bearish scenario. That way I'm ready. Because if it's retesting and pumps or pumps here, regardless, I think you basically can make the same trade on the same parameters. But so here, you have resistance. That's going to be some support there, 106.8. You lose that, then you can see your next level, big strong level is about 104. Yeah, right there, 105.5, then 10. Yeah, I see 104, and then all the way back down to that double bottom at 100,000. Could we still be rolling over? I'm so open-minded that anything is possible. See, I used to be so set in my ways that it had to be a certain way. I used to get devastated when it didn't go that way. I want to keep bringing that up, I think, because it was one of my biggest faults when it came to trading. Being open-minded changed my life when I started being like, you know what? Anything could happen. I think there was a few times where I was convinced it was going to go up, and it didn't. And I was devastated. And there was times I was convinced it was going to go down, and it didn't. I was devastated. I started having to learn that I needed to be open-minded and not connected to what happened. Obviously in the long term, I believe they're going to print money to zero. So in the long term, yes, I have conviction in like a 10-year trade that trade's going to play out. I have to. Otherwise, I wouldn't be so set in it. Right? But after that, it's, the day-to-day is the day-to-day. So I know why I'm in Bitcoin. I've done my research. I know they're going to continue to print money to zero. I know they're going to fund all sorts of nonsense around the world that's unneeded. And there's just going to be shadow governments and all sorts of nonsense, and that's just going to happen. Governments are corrupt. It's a fact. People are corrupt. When you give people too much power, they get corrupt. Governments hide the power behind most people. It's like the school, whoever has access to the data gets to mess with it, and the government has all that data. And they know more about you than you know about yourself. So it is what it is. So we know that there's going to be corruption in government, and we know they're going to continue to print money, whether Republican or Democrat. It doesn't matter. Look at this big, beautiful bill. So why do you think Elon Musk is starting his own party? And I'm not going to get into that too much. I want to stay away from that. That's very polarizing. I'm sure there's people on both sides here. And we already had polarization. Now we have dual polarization. And I think that's the key to the world, to polarize as many people as possible. That's why if you stay key with nature, with high frequency and love, you can't be polarized, because your magnetism goes to love. You don't go to a party. You don't have blind loyalty. You have to make sure that everybody around you is being treated with high frequency. And if that's the case, then you're going to be living a life of high frequency. Everything else is subpar. Doesn't mean I don't believe in something. Doesn't mean I don't stand for things when I see them. All right? Just you got to pick and choose your battles. So yeah, this looks kind of like cat ears, like you're going to roll over. I mean, it doesn't look amazing. Let's just be honest. If I was waking up for bullishness, I wouldn't want to see that. I'm not like, word, that's great. This looks like a fake out, got back inside, So if we rolled over today, and, it looks like cat ears. Cat ears usually does something like this, and if you lose the 1 hour 200 moving average, you'll head to the 2 hour 200 moving average, somewhere right here. That's just what's going to happen. That's just how it works. I don't know why. I don't question these things. I know them to be true. When you lose the 15-minute 200, you likely drop down to the 1 hour 200 moving average. When you lose the 1 hour 200, you likely drop down to the 2-hour 200 moving average. When you lose the 2-hour, you drop down to the 3. When you lose the 3, you drop down to the 4. When you lose the 4, you drop down to the 8. When you lose the 8, you eventually go back down to the 12, and then eventually to the daily, and then eventually you're in a bear market. So you don't just go straight into a bear market. You slowly lose the moving averages, and that's why I can tell you what's going to happen. And then I've been through all the different moving average passages for Bitcoin in the last 1,600 days straight, and even longer than that when I wasn't going every day, but I was still going over it a lot. So my brain has seen so many times that we've lost the 1 hour, the 4 hour, the day, you know? So when you're here, you're just getting express knowledge that's stored in the brain, whether you take it for how you want it. Some people say, what a pompous guy, sign off. How dare he say stuff like that, right? They take it wrong. Other people say, wow, he's been doing this a long time. Like if I was going to go fishing and there was 2 boats and one was like, this is a guy that's never been fishing. He's going to take you out. He knows the water, but that, you know, and then there's like, this is a guy that's been fishing for 20 years. Which boat would you get on? If you had the option, which boat would you get on? I'd get on the boat with the guy that's been fishing for 20 years. I'd like to know a lot more. He's going to have so much knowledge about fishing. He's probably going to save me some time. I'm probably going to catch more fish. Likely, you never know, but the odds are a little better, right? Same with trading. And trading is fish catching fish. I mean, you're trying to catch a trade. You may want to hang out with a guy that's been doing it for a long, long time. That's all. It may help. Who knows? I'm just telling you how the world works. I don't know. I'm trying to extrapolate myself from my ego and my own, you know, and let you see it arbitrarily as just, I'm a human that's done this. You're a human that's done that. You may benefit from me because I've done doing it a long time. That's all. And that's why I'm consistent, because the consistent creates the trust. Like, I don't have to beg you or prove to anything to you. I just got to show up every single day. And you're like, dang, this guy showed up 1,688 days. That's insane. I love it. And I love it too. And together, there we go. And you gain respect for me. I gain respect for you. And we immediately see eye to eye. It makes the group amazing. And there's a lot of people like you in the group. So then we have just honorable eye to eye people that can look you in the eye, that can shake your hand with confidence, and that know how to spread love, light, and happiness throughout the world and just want to change with what they can learn. So that's why I made the trading group. That's what it means to be a lifer. So yeah, this looks like a cat ears pattern. These mainly dump to the downside. 1 hour now starting to lose the 200 moving average. It's not a great sign. I'm not in love with that, right? And I'm really sticking to the fact that we're in this kind of, I love this, sticking to this idea here. And remember, just a slight pullback to liquidity isn't the worst either. Somewhere right back down here to 106,800. But it looks like it's happening. Looks like we're going to get the dump. We never got my signal, which is getting back above the 1 hour 200, which told me not to long. Then look, there's a head and shoulder pattern right there. Shoulder, head, shoulder. And that could make a nasty move to the downside. Takes you to 107,314. Right? So right off the bat, Bitcoin doesn't look amazing. And it could break down to 107,270. Again, I have no idea what's going to happen to Bitcoin. I know nothing of the fact about ignorance. If we were to reverse and get back above the 1 minute 200, I would start looking for the daily bottom. I'm still looking slightly for the daily bottom. We do have a bit of divergence here. The RSI swings up while price action swings down. That is called bullish divergence. Bullish divergence on the 1 minute time frame. Prices got a low. It comes up. It makes another low. But the RSI makes a higher low. You could double click on it too and double check. Go to the plus side, double click on the RSI. Take a look at it. See that it's making an uptrend. Sometimes you have to zoom in just to be really clear. You can look at any indicator by itself by double clicking it. If I want to see the MACD, double click on the MACD. If I want to see price action, double click on price action. If I want to see the RSI, double click on the RSI. It's banana curving up, suggesting that we could get the bounce here back to the upside with bullish divvy. Could this be the daily bottom at 107,950? It could be. Let us get back above the 1 hour 200 though. So I know how the day can go. I've back tested it. I've studied it. What will happen first is we'll get it. I know exactly what would have to happen for us to be bullish. We'd have to cross this yellow line. If we don't cross this yellow line, you are not getting a daily move, period. The bears will be in control. You cross this yellow line, then you see how fast the short squeezes. If it's really fast, You wait for the 21 to catch up. If it's slow and moves, then you wait for the consolidation. Both of those are bullish, and both of those would be a signal for me to catch a long. I like to start trading my longs Monday after 7 p.m. I do not trade Mondays. I stay away from Mondays regularly. However, the last 2 or 3 Mondays, I think we had pumps. Again, we were above the 200. I saw my signal. They had already dumped the price. I found our daily bottom early, so I went in. So it doesn't mean I don't trade Mondays, but I probably trade like 10% of Mondays, maybe 20, it's rare. 90% of the time, I will not trade a Monday because too many times I traded Mondays and got chopped up and I got sick of it. And one day I said, I'm not doing this anymore. Like I had a great week, made thousands of dollars, gave half of it back on Monday. Had another great week, made thousands, gave a little back on Monday. Finally, I just said, I'm not trading Mondays anymore. I'm trading so well, I'm making money. Why the heck am I giving it back on Monday? So I gave up on Mondays. You see what I'm saying? Not because I wanted to, not because I believed it, because the market told me. See, if you put yourself into position over and over again, you're going to get fed probabilities. Now, whether you listen to those probabilities or not is up to you. And some people have a harder time identifying probabilities. My brain is very good at identifying probability, meaning if I do something 10 or 20 times, I'll do the math on what the odds are already that I'm going to either achieve or not achieve, what I'm doing in that action. And that goes to shows like showing up to a restaurant at certain times, traffic, when you should be going in and out of certain places based on probability of traffic. Like, I've been there 10 times. There's usually traffic between 4 and 5. I'm not doing that. I'm going to go there tomorrow at 11 because I'm not wasting my time, I've always looked at that. A lot of people don't. My whole life, not my whole life, but as I got smarter and older and more efficient, I started looking at things. And my dad was the same way. He raised me that way. He wouldn't waste his time. When he knew something was simpler to do and less stressful, he would schedule it for that day, right? Why put yourself, a lot of people put themselves through unneeded stress because they just don't analyze their day or what they're doing, right? Just take a step, look at how you're do what you're doing, and say, hey, you might be wasting some time. Are you going food shopping, you know what I mean, on Saturday morning where everyone else is, when you obviously had a pocket of time on Wednesday at 11 when nobody goes in the middle of the week? You know what I mean? I just like, these are, do you wait for the last minute before a storm to go to get batteries when they're all out, when you should have had them waiting in case there was a storm? There's just stuff like that my dad taught me, and they're simple, but you realize not a lot of people do the simple stuff. They skip out. They don't, they're not ready when the storm comes. They are racing for batteries. Like, they go and there's nothing there. And then they complain, oh, everyone bought everything. Well, you have to be prepared. And just remember Milton. When Milton came, you couldn't find a flashlight anywhere in Sarasota. It was just like, it was crazy. Inverted head and shoulder on the 1 minute could be our reversal. Possible, we do have a bullish divergence too that has been identified here. And this could actually, this could be I see a rejection there, 108.3, but could we make a right shoulder? So this is our chance to get back above the 1 hour 200 moving average too. Are we above? I think we never, okay, we're back. This is good. As long as today we stay above it. And again, that's a very, very, very high risk but high reward play. You get in right here with the stop right below that area. Could play out. Let me take a look at on Mexi futures. So I'm looking at the 1 hour, and what I would be doing is using the 1 hour as my base point to win today. So they already grabbed a bunch of liquidity. Like they false moved like 5 times on the 15 minute. Like they went up. Let's take a look at it. Let's just assess. They played with it. They dropped it. They brought it up. They dropped it. They brought it up. They dropped it. They brought it up a little bit. They dropped it again. They seem to be bringing it up back again. Looks like they're going to, I don't know what they're doing, but they've grabbed a lot of liquidity down there. Eventually, they're going to exhaust the liquidity. How many times can you keep reaching into the pot before there's no blueberries left, right? I mean, you just keep eating. You keep eating. There ain't going to be no blueberries left. Sal. Blueberries for Sal. Anyone grew up with that book, Blueberries for Sal? I love that book. Reminds me of my mom. Of course, she read it to me first as a kid. Kerplunk, kerplunk. I got to read to my 4-year-old more. I haven't read to her as much as I should. Tonight, I gotta start reading to my 4-year-old, man. I read to my first daughter, and she's an avid reader now. She is reading books like she reads way more than I did at her age. And she reads novels, thick books, chewing them up. Whenever she gets a chance, late at night, she's reading. In the morning, she gains, I had an extra 10 minutes, so I read some more. I'm turning my daughter into a star pupil, man. I'm so excited. And not just a star pupil in school, a star pupil in life. She understands Bitcoin. She understands why put your money in a bank when you could be your own bank. She's gracious with her knowledge. She's amazing. I love my daughter with all my heart and soul, man. My first daughter, she changed my life. You know, she made me realize it wasn't always about me. And there was someone else I could live for. What a beautiful thing, right? Your kids. I'm such a softie for my kids, everybody. Oh, man, we do this. I wake up every day for them, right? We trade every day for them. Like, this isn't for me at this point. I'm happy, right? I had a good life. I guess there's some things I want to do. But, man, it's all for my kids. Everything I do is for my kids. So the thing is to try to get in as close to the 200 moving average as possible. So this would be like 109,636 target. The stop loss would be like 107,913, right? High risk reward. It's like I don't trade Mondays. I don't trade Mondays, but I like trading near the 200 moving average on the 1 hour, especially if they're playing with price in that zone. Wow, look, I'm getting like priced out. The second I would have been up already. And I'm not going to trade big on a Monday. 197 for 6. I feel like I'm chasing a little bit, but I'm on the 1 hour. I'm going to let that cook for 5 hours, 6 hours. Come back to it later. Either I get stopped out or we're going to win the trade. I like that we're bouncing off the 200 moving average. I would like the tweezer close. That's at 13 minutes. We get this close and we get 2 candles to close and wick off the 200. I have a good chance, just like this, of getting the reversal back to the upside. So I'm trading. Why am I trading? So let's talk about this. Let's go over what's happening here. What am I doing? Sam says he doesn't trade Monday, but now he's trading Monday. Well, I watched the false move. To me, it was pretty obvious they did a lot of false moving here. I mean, that's 2 hours of insanity. Look at that. That's the 15 minutes. So 1, 2, 3, 1 hour. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 hour. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's about almost 3 hours of absolute insanity. Chop. I call it chop. We can clearly see that there happen to be a bunch of people that like to buy here. And every time price hit the zone, some people loaded their bags for whatever reason. So it was a good point to get in with maybe another group of, so it looks like a large group of people bought price action here. Just like a large group of people. So, I'm just going over the facts here from what the charts are telling me. So then I'm saying, okay. Now, it's still super high risk. It's Monday, and I know that. That's why I'm not trading, bigger money. And let's go over here. Yeah. Now, I know that we were going to come to the 200 when the 15 lost, and then this bounce. So I'm basically trading the idea that we will not lose the 200 on the 1 hour. We'll hold that zone, and we will stay above it, right? It's very high risk, for sure. And I also want to do it to teach you how much faith I have in that 200 moving average, okay? Now, at the same time, I'm going against my other signal. Look, we got rejected by what? The 200 moving average on the 1 minute. You're like, Sam, usually wait to get above. Why did you preempt? Because the 1 hour, the way it's close to the 200, you don't always get that. See, I'm learning. I'm even teaching myself right now. I don't always get the chance to trade close to the 1 hour 200 moving average. It's a very, very key area, okay? And it creates a lot of gains with less risk. So I'd rather get stopped out in those positions. So my mind's telling me most of your trades should be near the 1 hour 200 moving average or near the 4 hour or, near the, basically, actually, if I have a long position already open, is there a way to open a second separate position? Yes. What I do is I go to Bitcoin USD, but I use the Coin M. So I'll use Coin M and I'll trade Bitcoin USD. This does provide that you have to send Bitcoin in and transfer Bitcoin over. You see? Once you transfer Bitcoin over, you'll have Bitcoin here that you could trade with. Understand? And then you can also go back to your USD pair. On weeks, you can open up 2 separate trades on the same pair by trading weeks separated. You'll see separated up here. Very simple. And that's why I like weeks too. So you can have a scalp going while you have a long-term trade open. They will not conjoin. If you have combined, they'll combine. But if you isolated, separated, it'll separate the trades, which I find really, really awesome. Definitely a request I had, and then they ended up putting that in there. So you got to love that about weeks too, just making it happen. So rejection by that 200. Usually I do wait to get back above the 1 minute 200 moving average. Many times waiting to get above that will save you a lot of money. The odds of me losing the trade are higher now because I didn't wait for my signal. However, I'm challenging the 1 hour 200 moving average that we will hold that puppy. Remember, we still made so many gains last Sunday. Remember, we made so many gains last Sunday, a week from this Sunday, that I still haven't given back those gains. We made so, it's been pretty nice, right? Yeah. You need to put the settings so it opens new trade, not add to the existing trade. Amen, yeah. Someone says, be careful with cross. It could empty your account. I trade isolated. Not everybody does. Me and a few other traders do, though. And that's just how we are, you know. Jason trades isolated. I trade isolated. So I keep forgetting to change that mode on BTC, and my orders keep getting combined. There you go. Let's talk about BTCC. So we've turned the 2,000 into 4,250. All right? I took $2,000. I turned it into $4,253. I haven't traded it in about a week. I left the NASDAQ alone since the high. I felt like we were chasing there, and I didn't want to get caught up and give it back. Saw a trade today on the 1 hour that looked interesting on the NASDAQ. It kind of seemed like it came out, but I don't like to buy the breakout, and I don't like to trade Mondays. I'll be honest, that's looking more like a descending triangle now. And, you know, do you think that, like, the Trump-Elon thing could affect the market? I don't know. Make people kind of question what's happening. Divide and conquer. It's geopolitical. So that's a descending triangle. Most of the time, that's going to dump to the downside. NASDAQ. Let's take a look at the NASDAQ in the big picture here. So the NASDAQ definitely has a bearish div. I mean, this is pointing down while the NASDAQ's pointing up, right? It's some bearish divergence for sure. Overbought on the stochastics RSI on the weekly, too. It takes a while for that to happen. We've been pumping since April. April, May, June, July. I mean, 3 straight months of pumpage back from the bottom. Now what? You know, what I'm looking for is some type of consolidation, or it's going to have to dump, right? Looks a lot like 2021 Bitcoin. Yeah. Most new traders don't. Yeah, exactly. Andy told us the short sweeping Friday low was at 107.2. I don't know what that means, but yeah. BTC has Futures Pro and isolated, but limited to only 5 or 6 coins. Thank you. Yeah. The tariff news has been bearish. Yeah, a little bit. A little bit. And then knowing we won't get that rate hike till September, you know, just not going to happen. So right now, I mean, it's unlikely we get a huge move out of nowhere. If I look at the weekly on the Dow Jones, it suggests that we're going sideways. Sideways or down. Like, I don't see a huge pump just yet. We have to consolidate. And most likely, you know, it would almost be better to get a pullback, right? Because you'd like to get us. I don't like anything that pumps straight up, because that means a bigger crash is coming. So I'd like it to pull back, make a move. You know, could we see the NASDAQ back at 21.6? Yeah, it just went to an all-time high. Almost every time I see Bitcoin at an all-time high, we got a pullback, right? I'm not saying this is going to do the exact same thing, but it's definitely something you want to pay attention to. Sideways would be awesome, right? Sideways for the NASDAQ, but something like this looks like it's brewing to me, and it looks like we're going to have a sideways week, which is pretty, you know, what you're going to see as summer moves on, and that would be awesome. Look, sideways for July and August. How cool would that be if we range from like 22.5 up to 23 and just kind of go sideways for 2 months, and then we have a huge breakout with a September rate cut, right? So that's kind of what you want to see there. Okay. XRP making moves, and we gave you that trade for XRP a while back, 231. It looks to me like it's pulling back a little bit though. You know, it hit that high at about, what, 234? And now it's kind of slumping with the BTC, right? Slumping with the BTC over here. So we're looking for this right shoulder for Bitcoin. Looks like we may get it to get our breakout back to the upside here on that 3-minute, on that 1-minute chart. Look at, we got that Sammy cup and handy, that sauce that Sammy loves. Look, there's the cup and handle. That's the reversal. Master friend, baby. And then we'll pull a Fibonacci here too. And this is how I catch my daily bottoms. Wow, we didn't even get to the 618 though. But that is a beautiful inverted head and shoulder cup and handy. Sammy cup and handy to the upside. They don't even know what's happening. Light years ahead of most people that even look at technical analysis. We got a nickname named after me in TA, baby. Let's go. So I'm looking, because we find the daily bottom almost every day, right? So crazy how we do this. Slap the bears in the face with the green candles, somebody said. Shout out to the Burns. Dirty Nasty Gains, my man. Shout out to Rave Song Records in the house. Bitcoin market moves to liquidity. Buy low, sell high. Story old as time. I love it. I love it. I mean, they're saying we're going lower. They said it yesterday, though. We defied those odds. We did pump to the upside. BOOKMAP is not 100%. It's about 90. There's a 10% wiggle room there, though, when things do whatever they want, regardless of where the liquidity kind of shows you. This says we got to go lower. But it also, it kind of says it could go either way, really. Like, it's kind of in between. But the biggest liquidity is this red zone, 106,000, and this zone here, 107.5. So, you know, if you had a bet on just BOOKMAP alone, and you couldn't look at the charts at all, it would tell you you're going down to 107.5. I'm not saying to long this right now. I took the long on the 1 hour, seeing that we'll stay above the 1 hour 200 moving average, because I backtested this for years, and there's a good chance I win the trade. So I'm taking it. But the odds are not, you know, I have pants on, just to make it clear. There's days I show up, I got the boxes on, I got the bathing suit on, I say I'm just going to mail it in, and I take the pants, I put the pants on, and I get ready for the stream like a grown man. Because I say, what if my friends or family come by? What if someone just pops in and they see me streaming in undies? You know what I mean? Can't happen, you know, so I gotta keep it classy for my grandpa, man. He works 7 days a week as a bricklayer. I can't play games. And that's, you know, that's another thing about knowing where you come from. You know, I know who my dad is. My dad knew who his dad was. His dad knew his father. I come from 5 men that never left the family, right? Generations of men that showed up. So I'm going to keep doing that. That's just where I come from. And you guys are my family now, right? The group, the live stream. So we're not going to miss. We're not going to miss. Okay, so, you know, are we going to fold over here? Or are we going to win? You know, the cup and handle says we win. I got faith the cup and handle will pump. But we got to get back above the 200 moving average. Can the 30-second get above the 200? That could be the big catalyst there. Is the 5-second above? The 5-second above the 200. It worked right there. Can it work again? Can we trade the 5-second chart? I mean, it doesn't look like it's too bad. It looks like we could do it. It looks doable. You could trade the 1-second chart. We've done it here. We did it. Remember, we did it when Bitcoin went to an all-time high recently. We trade that 1-second chart. Underwater. All my scalps have played me for like the last 4 days. Every scalp, right? My big trades have played out. My scalps have played games. And I'm basically putting my faith in the 1 hour 200. We lose it, it's a wrap. Invalidated. It's over. They may stop hunt me again and rip it too. Who knows what could happen? I'm just going by some odds and seeing if the odds could take care of me. I don't know what will happen. I usually don't trade Monday, though, so I probably should just stick with my rules. Problem is it won't go up because I open a long. I have to close it, and then it goes up. Thank you, DeBurns. Close that long for me in short. Appreciate it. Sammy's Cup, the boss. Yeah, sharp with the plan. Handy got the tools, making moves like the man. Stack of Bitcoin, digital gold in demand. They running the game, got the world in their hand. Thank you, MP, for the little rap you wrote there. Put a lot of effort into that. I appreciate it. That's super awesome and kind. You didn't have to do that, but you did. See what happens here. Getting extra sloppy. Should have just kept pushing up, but did not. Almost like bullishly retested the top of the trend line or something. Green candles, green candles, green candles, baby. Who's getting wrecked? Who's getting rocked? Who's up and along right now? Put a 444. Who's down in a short? Put a 222. Let me know what's going on in the chat. I want to see the chat ripping with 444s, 222s. If you're neutral, put a 555 soul. So either you're down on a short 222, you're up and a long 444, or you're staying flat with the 555. Let me know where you're at. I want to see 2s, 4s, and 5s flying through that chat at the speed of light. Let me know where you're at. Let's get those figures moving. Let's get those keyboards clicking. I want to hear that action. I want to see it going. I want to see the chat flying as the speed of light. Let's go, baby. Let's go. This ain't your average YouTube channel. We keep the energy high and flying at the speed of light, baby. We got a lot of 444s in here. A lot of my people's long and strong. My man and women, my lifers and life vets. Bellico X in the house. Keeping it flat. Red Crypto, keeping it flat. I get it. 555 on the Monday. John Blake, keeping it flat. We got a lot of 444s in here, though. A lot of people long with the Sammy dog. Crazy, right? Can we win this trade? Only down 37. I love the bounce off the 200 moving average. It's played out many times for me. Good chance that I pull off a crazy long here to the upside. BOOKMAP. Link to the description to BOOKMAP. If you want to jump on into BOOKMAP, it's an amazing program. I absolutely love BOOKMAP. It's fire. It's awesome. It's the sauceum. It's the awesome sauceum. But seriously, we can watch liquidity move too. Look, they took some of the liquidity away from the low side, kind of telling us maybe that they're believing in the pump too as well. That always has a little bit of, just maybe. So you're telling me there's a chance, right? Dumb and Dumber. Here we are into 11 as we get on to this mellow, deep music here. Deep house and mellow Mondays. False move Monday. So funny, right? Possibly we could double bottom off of this area. If Bitcoin pumps, I expect the NASDAQ to pump, Not all the time, but they're, mainly correlated. Caught the vibe at 444. Feel strong. Loaded up the charts now. I'm Bitcoin long. Patience at the pocket. Yeah, I play it with the calm. Next leg up. Watch me drop that. You're funny, man. And you're here watching. Let's see you hit that like button. Shout out to everybody here. Please hit the like button. And BTCC, this is where you can trade Tech 100. You can trade Bitcoin. You can trade the NASDAQ. You can trade Tesla. And anything you want. Bitcoin pumping 108,300. Getting the move to the upside. We're almost in the green now. Only down 9 beans. All right. Slight drawdown on the trade. Do we double down? Sometimes I'd like to double down here after I've been underwater. Score it back to the upside. Bang, bang, bang. We'll see. I like the low stochastics. I like where the 1 hour sitting above the 200. Likely we get a move back to the top of the range. And I just back tested this theory many, many times off the bounce off the 1 hour 200. Hey, you never know. You never know. False move Monday could be coming our way. Looks like we kind of already got most of the action though. But we'll see. And did we call the cup and handle on the 1 minute reversal? So far, that's a beautiful cup and handle. If that's all you got, so be it. We got to get above the 1 minute 200 moving average. Once we do, if we got above the 30 second, yes, we did. There's a good chance we can get above the 1 minute. Same thing in succession here. First thing you'll do is break above the 1 second 200 moving average. Then you'll break above the 5 second 200 moving average. Then you'll break above the 30 second 200. Then you'll break above the 1 minute. This is insanity that I figured out. And nobody else would rack their brain through all these time frames. They couldn't. They'd start and they just get so confused, they'd walk away. I was able to piecemeal it for you. I was able to break the code. I was able to sit here for hours and hours and devise a plan where we could almost always be right most of the time. Always be right most of the time. Always sunny, sometimes Colorado, right? But we cannot be blindsided. We might be wrong sometimes. Like I might go long here on this 1 hour, but once it loses the 1 hour 200, I know that it's, and then I see it dump. So like it saves me from staying in trade stubbornly when I shouldn't be, when I believe I'm right, but I know I should just kind of listen to the charts, So it's just such an amazing way to trade if you use the 200. The 200 is like a guiding light throughout multiple time frames. It's always there. And I always have it on every single time frame, everywhere, all the time. I'm waiting for summer dip to buy some more alts. Ooh, you may be born waiting. I can see how everyday countries, business, and companies are all saying they're buying X amount or X of Bitcoin. And we're still in this range. Par for the course, I guess. Everyone wants it to happen immediately. I think we're doing great. We broke back above 100K. We need to make a new 100K base. What I don't like is what I'm starting to see here is kind of like a shoulder, head, shoulder. It's kind of like multiple shoulders here. We got to get back above this 200. We got to defy this, crack that head so we can, kill this head and shoulder pattern. So great. Now what we're seeing is this. We'd like to see this type of pattern form now. Get the 21 in there and crack on above that 200. Things starting to go our way. Looks like we may definitely win this trade. Bro, could you check Manu chart, please? Never heard of it. Please send it a super chat for TA and deep dives. And it's about time for me to take a look at that fan funded. We got Victor Navarro. Thanks for XRPTA, XRP or TRX. Always welcome. Thank you, my man. Victor Navarro. God bless you. And Mr. Flawless at 5 memberships. And then $5 for a juicy pineapple. I will buy a juicy pineapple in the next day or two. And we will eat it up. Thank you so much for that. That's super nice of you. You didn't have to give, but you did. Unbelievable. The nicest people in the game here. I'm telling you right now, the nicest people in the game. I never met so many nice people in one time than at my trading group or on my live stream. 1,500 people here on the live, blowing out any other live stream here. All the other live streams are dead in the water. But you guys keep showing up, showing us that the lifers have that energy, have that vibe that just can't be pushed down. We can't stop. Too much energy. People hear it. They click onto the live, and the next thing you know, they're like, wait, who is this guy with this radio voice and this good energy? I want to be around this. I want more of it. And they just keep coming back, and I keep showing up, and we have a blessed community. Thank you. You people are amazing. Jamie, I love you. Sean, I love you. My whole team. I know you're not supposed to mix business with pleasure, but I love all my employees. Or I don't even like to call them employees. I love everyone that makes the dreams happen at the trade at Crypto Lifer, at Crypto Lifer Inc. It's amazing. Wouldn't you want to work with us, man? We have a blast. We travel the world. We have people from all around the world, and it's pretty awesome. I'm talking about Semler Scientific stacks another 187 Bitcoin for 20 million, bringing its holdings to 4,636. The NASDAQ-listed healthcare tech firm Semler Scientific, ticker SMLR, acquired an additional 187 Bitcoin for 20 million. Isn't that crazy? 187 Bitcoin costs $20 million now. It's insane. Semler's latest Bitcoin purchases were made with proceeds generated from the issuance of sale of its common stock. Just like MicroStrategy, sell some stock to buy the Bitcoin, which makes the stock more valuable, so you can sell more stock to buy more Bitcoin, which makes the stock more valuable, so you can sell more stock to buy more Bitcoin, which makes the stock more valuable, so you can sell more stock to buy more Bitcoin, which makes the stock more valuable, so you can sell the stock to buy more Bitcoin. I'm just messing with you guys, but you get it, right? I couldn't leave the loop because I was saying the truth each time, and there was no reason to stop. Man, I'm on one right now. So, Strategy paused its Bitcoin buying spree for the first time in 3 months last week. Meanwhile, Japanese investment firm Metaplanet is ramping up its Bitcoin purchases, announcing Monday it bought an additional 2,205 Bitcoin for $230 million, bringing its holdings to 1,555. That quadruple five sold. Wow. Like many firms, Semler uses a key performance indicator known as the BTC yield to assess the effectiveness of its Bitcoin acquisition strategy in driving shareholder. And as we showed you, MicroStrategy reports a $14 billion gain in quarter two. $14 billion gain in quarter two. We talked about MicroStrategy yesterday. I gave you a call for it in the trading group. It's there. If you want to know what that is, I would join the trading group. I have a beautiful call for MicroStrategy. It looks absolutely gorgeous. All right. This DJI 6930 has caught my eye at $600,000 market cap. Then I saw it go to 3 million and 5x. Now it did a 4x from the 3 million when I first put it out down here at 005. It went from 0.4 all the way up to 2. That's a 5x, right? It should be a 5x by the math. But I only get like a 369. Oh, because it's like 434, like it wasn't a clean 4, But we looked at it here inside this ascending triangle, saw that it could make this measured move, and it just continued to rip. Then I saw that flag, and that flag ripped. And I see another flag here, too. And it pulled back to a decent spot on the wick, too. It had that crazy sell-off, got back inside. But it bounced down to the 618, even the 786 Fibonacci retracement. So, again, and starting that rounded bottom. I don't own any, but I think this thing is about to blast. It looks pretty interesting, and it's basically the rival to the SPX 69. It's got the same idea, got a big community, really gaining steam. And I saw it go from $600,000 to I think at one point, a $15 million market cap. So it did a more than a 15x since I've watched it. And that's been since the 2nd of July. 5 days, 15x. There's action out here, everybody. You just got to pay attention. The DEX is here too. Like, look, that went up 15% in literally 15 minutes. And I know it's high risk, high reward for sure. I get it. You got to know what you're doing. It's not for everybody, but man. So Bitcoin getting a massive move. Now it has flagged out and broke out the flag. Measured move for that flag. And look, the cup and handle prevails. So this is why they call me Sammy Cup and Handy. I find the daily bottoms by finding a cup and handle on the 1 minute time frame. Don't you understand? Then I teach you how to watch this on the 1 minute. I teach you how to trade every market in the world from front to back, back to front. It doesn't matter. The strategies are absolutely amazing. Most people would have shorted this. There's no way they would have figured this out. I'm telling you right now, I didn't know any of this even 5 years ago. This took me 5 years of doing it every single day. Within the third year, I started to see what they were doing. And now I got BOOKMAP, and now they're short squeezing. Now we can watch the squeeze. I love this. Squeeze them up, boys. This is a short squeeze. These are liquidations happening live in front of me. They're liquidating the accounts right now. That's why I love BOOKMAP. Shout out to Bruce at BOOKMAP. Bruce, I love you, baby. Yo, they have a guy at BOOKMAP named Bruce. That guy is the nicest dude. You know what he said to me? He said, when I first saw you, he said you had a smaller channel. He's like, I can't believe the success you've had since I met you. He said it couldn't have happened to a better person. God bless you, Bruce. And there's great people over at BOOKMAP, man. Really good people. So sign up to BOOKMAP. They had a July 4th deal too. Hope you took advantage. I think it goes till today, the 7th, so check it out. Bookmap.com. And why I like BOOKMAP, because you see candlesticks. I see market liquidity. They got a deal here. I believe my link could work with it. Get 50% off global and data for 3 months. Get 30% on Global Plus for a full year. That's July 4th to the 11th on BOOKMAP. So check it out today. Find out more at BOOKMAP. Bitcoin ripping, doing damage, and now you're back above the 1 minute 200 moving average. This is when all things can change. Now my signal starts to play out. Now I wait for the 21 to touch. This has it's about an 80% accuracy if you trade this. You know, again, we don't know when it will stop. We might get one more pump, but eventually the pump will end. And we'll have to come back to this 21-day moving average. When we touch the 21, if we can do it above the 200, oh my gosh, that's what I figured out. Thank you, dear Lord, for giving me something that works. Because there's so many things in this market, and the market is up and down. You need consistency to win. Consistency is so key and needed. Without consistency, I don't know how I'd be nowhere. If I didn't show up every single day, I'd have nothing. Look, we just taught you how to find daily reversals. I've done this thousands of times on the live. I really have. I'm not trying to boast. I'm just trying to show you what we do here. I'm not trying to be rude about it. I hope no one takes it the wrong way and takes me as like I'm being rude. I'm about my ish, man. And I'm sorry, when you watch a master in his craft, sometimes it can seem pompous because the guy is so locked in, so spot on with what he's doing, and he doesn't have time for nonsense. Right? This is day in and day out for 1,000 days straight. I mean, this is what happens. So can we get the 21 to touch? This would change the whole day. This would tell us the daily could reverse. And I'm looking for the bulls. I'm looking for you bulls. Calling all bulls. Calling all bulls. Calling all bulls. Where are the bulls? Crickets. 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 Can we make it out alive? And hey, never panic sell. Always believe in yourself. Always push yourself. You can, you will, you are the best. You've got this more than you realize, baby. You can do this. For some reason, some way, somehow, you can do this. Okay. Looking at the security edge there, everything looking good. Looking good. Looking good. Wow. Wow. There was a rainbow over the harbor. Unbelievable. Just beautiful. So the 1 minute just ripping and flipping, dude. This thing is looking great. And that's a move. That's why I get in above the 200 on the 1 minute time frame. It is a vicious signal. Sometimes I just get in and I don't even wait for us to touch the 21. But if I want to be perfect and exact and I'm using bigger money and I don't want to lose. So again, I have A, B, and C strategy. A is for like, okay, I believe it's going to happen. I don't need to be too precise, but I got high probability. B is like, okay, you know, it is what it is. I got to be pretty serious. And C is like, I have to be exact. I'm using $100,000 or more. This is, you know what I mean? So Bitcoin on the 1 minute here, getting tight. 21 day could come up, and then price action pumps up to 108,864, 1088. So we're just looking to reconnect to the 21 now. So far, we may have found our daily bottom on the false move Monday on that 15 minute. They played games. Right? Let's take a look at the trade here too as well. We are in the green now. So the trade is in the green. The bounce could be in play. Look, my stop loss was right next to the trade. It's a I love these trades for that reason. You don't have to risk. It's like 200 for $1,000. 300 for 1,500. Like, that's a 4.57 risk to reward ratio. I'm risking $100 for $457. You can only do this if you know exactly what you're doing, right? So there you go. We're back up, and when you're up $20 under 1%, this could be a nice trade. This is a $52,000 trade. $5,000 in at 10x leverage. Okay. I'm using $5,220. The stack is about $23,000, so I'm not using all of the stack. See, I have proper risk management. I can only lose $195 of the $22,781. So you can see how I'm using proper risk management. Everything here spews risk management. I'm getting in near the 200 moving average. I'm using the 200 to protect the stop loss. I'm not over risking myself. I know that if I win 10 of these trades this week, that's $6,000. $6,000 a week is a lot of money. That's 180. That's 18,000 a month. That's 180 grand in 10 months. That's over 200 grand a year. That's basically in a few extra big wins here and there. That could be $250,000 a year. And then I'm not stupid with my money. I put my money that I get in other places that make me more money. Into rental properties that I get money from, into Bitcoin that actually continues to go up every time I buy it in front of you guys. I bought more at 104, it went up. I bought it at 99, it went up. I bought it at 89, it went up. I bought it at 19K, it went up. You guys have seen me buy Bitcoin day in and day out. $5,000 here, $3,000 here, just constantly. And I'm not trying to boast. Again, I'm showing you how consistency wins over time. That's it. All I can do is show you what I do every single day. I can't fake it. Okay? I've been so consistent with my Bitcoin buying, it's insanity. When everyone else got scared, when everyone else said it's going lower, when everyone else got bearish, I showed you that fear and greed index. I said it was at 10. I said, if you can't take advantage of 10, then when can you buy? Like, if we can't take 10, then when can we buy? You understand what I'm saying? If I can't buy 10, then I have to buy the top, right? I don't get it. I did something here. I fudged this. But the fear and greed index at 73. This thing was at a 10. A year, what day was that? That was in February. We got a gift. February, March, April, May, June. It took 5 months, and now I'm in the big gains now. All right, if you bought 10 Bitcoin, again, you had to buy a lot of Bitcoin. I get it, but dang. Buying at 84,000 when it goes to 108, I mean, that's a huge move. That's gaining, again, in a year, 84, you could do the math here. But you got your 108 minus 84, right? And then you got 24 divided by 84. You're at 28% gains. I mean, that's insanity. And I did it in 4 months. I made 28% gains in 4 months. Everyone wants a 5 to 10x, all this big money. Compare that to the regular market. That's amazing. That's amazing. If you did that and compounding it, using it to do other things. I got the bot. Then I could take that money and send it to the bot. Then the bot can run on me and keep making money on the side too. There's so many ways to make money in cryptocurrency. It's endless. Like you're the only thing stopping yourself from the opportunity. Look at me, right? I taught class this week. I'm live every single day. I'm live streaming, live trading. On top of that, I got a bot making me gains. On top of that, I got rental properties bringing in money. I'm going to write a book soon. You know what I mean? It's never ending. The universe is here to bless you with abundance. You just open your mind for that abundance. Please stop blocking yourself. You're the energetic formation that's going to make it all happen. It's you. Once you believe it's you, you got this. Once your mind is millionaire mindset, you're already a multimillionaire. It's all about the mindset. I know I'm going to work at any industry I'm at until I win. That's it. I know that's who I am. I know that's what I'm going to do. No stopping me. So look, this is why my strategy works so well. Never buy, never go long. If you're good, for me, I can't tell you what to do, but for me, if I'm using big money and I want to be precise, never go long until you're touching that 21-day moving average. Look, we came down to the 21 and we lost it. This could be a false move now. It all kind of looked good, but it has to stay above the 1 minute 200 now. You can't start losing the 200 and going, this could shoulder, head, right shoulder. See, people don't like that I'm on my toes. People don't like he's flip-flopping. No, I'm playing the charts live as they happen. This is John Madden. I am the Madden of cryptocurrency, right? We are going over what's happening. The John Madden of crypto. My boy coined it yesterday, man. He said, you're the Jordan Madden. Everyone wants to see the live price action as it's happening. This is happening right now. We don't know what's going to happen. We're watching it right now. We're reacting to price exactly as it's moving. You can learn so much from this, more than you can learn from just watching a pre-recorded video, because this is my mind in action. How am I figuring out what's going to happen next? By watching the charts and the patterns play out over time. It's fascinating. That's why this show, people are like, how can I get, my show doesn't move like yours? And I'm like, because your show is not my show. Going on YouTube and pressing record in front of a camera doesn't make your stream the same as mine. Talking about cryptocurrency and going over the charts will not make your stream the same as mine. Your stream will be unique to yours. Mine is unique to mine. Everyone thinks they can do this, but it's not for everybody. Got my start at crypto 6 months ago. Thank you for giving me a head start. Haven't looked back since. This is my journey. My dedication will make me wealth. 100% Losar Crypto. You've got this. Yeah. Appreciate your opinion on bet sizing. I have 3 models I play and starting to flirt with upping margin leverage on my A+ setup. Lifer equals GOAT, joining the 99. Chris, I love that you've had that mentally organized for yourself. I'm very proud of you. I love it. Good for you, my friend. Good for you. Nice bounce here for Bitcoin. Back above the 200 moving average. And this is what we need. Don't make a right shoulder now. Don't play us. Now you could be making like a bigger flag here. We could leave this and just kind of make our own new flag. And now we're interacting with the 21 above the 200. Now the sauce could come into play. We do not want to see this make a right shoulder. There's a chance we're right shouldering here. So I got my head on a swivel. I'm not ready. I'm not just, it's only bullish and it's only going one way. And I'm not going to look at the bearishness. No, I'm going to look at both aspects to see what is possible. And I'm not going to be blindsided by a bearish move. And I'm not going to be overly bullish, but I know what the probability is. Probability is starting to go in our favor that we can win this trade. Who here is having a good time with the stream? Put a 333. Who here loves the stream and loves coming here every single day? God bless you all. Sam, is your smooth moving average colored yellow? I was just looking at your chart. I don't have it up yet. I don't have the smooth up. Yeah. My 200 moving average is yellow, though. I don't have the smooth up. I don't always use the smooth. I use it when I need to use it, I had it here. For some reason it's not showing, though. Why is that? Oh, I made it the wrong color, maybe. I make the smooth blue. Maybe I don't have a smooth on there right now. Like the timing of it. That's weird. Oh, there it is. See, there it is right there. That's the smooth right there. Again, we're getting rejected by the 15-minute 200 moving average. We have to get back above that. So you're in a dichotomy. You're in this little light. But Sam, which one do I care about? 15 minutes getting rejected by the 200. 1 hour's above it. I would trade the bigger time frame. You know, I would trade that 1 hour. And that's why I'm long right now. Look, we're up in the trade now. We're up right now. You can't complain. If you did take the trade, you are in the green. You know, I don't know. I'm not saying it's up huge. I'm not trying to talk about, oh, but hey, this is how it starts. Right? Thank you. He's like, I can see it. Yeah, I couldn't see it for some reason. I'm colorblind in the dark there. For the machine, much love. Shout out to Mad B, feeding the machine. Sammy the machine. Machine Gun Sammy. God bless you, man. Thank you. And Bitcoin finally ripping to a high point here. We haven't been. $71 in the trade. We're starting to get a nice, beautiful pump to the upside. We caught the reversal. Look at this move. Short squeezing. Woo-wee. Squeezing them shorts like we always do. I always find the reversal, and we always squeeze the shorts. It's so crazy. You'd think after watching my stream would get so famous, people would be like, yo, don't short when that guy's live, man. Every time there's a pump above the 1 minute 200 moving average. Look how we used it as a bounce period. Wicked back up and went ba-boom. Look how when we touched the 21, it was time to get in. Price near or on the 21. Above the 200 moving average. Catalyst for a move. Why? I don't know. My subconscious mind found that the bots love it. I actually don't want to tell too many people. I want my channel to blow up, but I'm also always like, the sauce is too damn good. What if everybody knew it? And everyone was on the same side of the trade? Then what? Would it work? No, right? So, like, not everybody can know this. But I also want to become world famous. How do we go about that? Does it make sense? We're going to have to find a pocket in the middle there. Shout out to all my beautiful people, man. Short call is exiting the stream. Where's all the short people? Where's all the short? Where are they at? Where were they at? Where else the short guys at? Where's everyone that was short? Where they at? They told me we were going to the dump side. Where they at? What happened to those dudes in the chat? I seen some short dudes in the chat. Where they at now? I don't see them no more. What happened? What happened? What happened? Where they at? Shout out to everybody here on the live, man. It takes big cojones to beat a life over here. Hey. I don't rate a pocket square for no reason over here. Hey, let me tell you something, huh? And I tell you what, it took me a long time to find this pocket square. Come here. I want you over here. Listen to you over here. You're the sweetest, hottest, little spiciest pepper in the game over here, huh? Come over here, baby, huh? Give daddy a big kiss, huh?
She's gonna get food all over you. She got food on your shirt.
She got food on me?
Yeah, just a little.
Why?
Just a little bit.
Why? Is it a stain?
No.
Give me that baby.
No.
She's so cute though.
I don't want people to see.
This is the last time. She's so cute, man.
That's it.
Oh my gosh, she the cutest baby ever made. Look at this, man. They don't get cute. Well, they don't get cuter than that.
Sam, please don't forget Summer. You're gonna have to walk over there.
All right.
We're leaving.
Bless. I'll ride my bike and then we'll walk the bike back. I'll get there quick.
Just run.
I'll ride her back on the bike. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. 108,500. Let's go, baby. Let's go. I'm long, but I'm short. I love you, man. Little chili pepper over here. Man, life is good when you have a good life. Amen. When God is in your heart, you've got people full of love, light, and happiness in your life. Man, what do you got to stress, man? Stay in the present moment and keep giving love, keep giving that light, and keep pushing every day. Have a plan, have a dream. Doesn't mean you're going to float through life. You're going to have to work real hard. I work so super hard every single day to make it happen. It's a constant battle, constant struggle. It never ends, my friends. It never ends. I'm trading here on MEXC, my favorite exchange, because I'm paying no fees. Up 85% on 97 with the pump, 100 with the pump. Bitcoin off the 1 hour 200 moving average. Savvy Price does it again, showing the strategies, tips, and tricks to get paid on a Monday. And I usually don't trade Mondays, but I had to trade this because it looked good to me. Hey, I'm on one. I'm actually just euphorically high off of this beautiful channel I built, this moment that I've created with each and every one of you. And I just know that I'm so blessed and lucky to have it. And I never want it to end, but I know it will one day. But I'll keep doing it every single day, baby. We'll have a blast. One day I won't be here. One day I will be gone. I'll be a memory, just like Jim Rohn. A legend in the dust, man. But every day I'm going to keep coming back. I love you guys. I love the gains. I love the challenge. I love battling the charts. All my losses, every time I got pounded, every time I lost a big loss, because I've taken some big ones, every single time it made me stronger. I never gave up. I came back every single time, baby. They never knocked me down. And they'll never knock you down if you keep showing up every single day. They'll be like, how is this person so relentless? Persistency beats will win over time, man. Like, you gotta have it, man. You gotta have it. Like, if you don't put your all into this world, if you don't live with your heart on your sleeve, man, with passion and energy. Look at this win, man. We all in the gains right now. We're all in the gains right now off of this beautiful move to the upside. Some of you go harder than me, so I'm probably sure who's made more money than I did so far on the stream. I bet more of you. I bet a lot of you have. Who lost? Who lost a short? What happened? Remember all those people that were short with the 222? That's not funny. I've been wrong many times. It doesn't matter, right? We all win or lose together. It's all good. But it's fun to laugh, man. Come on. And they say laughter keeps you young, so I laugh whenever I get a chance. Hey, it might be at someone else's expense every once in a while, but it's all in good fun. I'm not a bully, you know what I mean? I just like to laugh. It's okay. Bitcoin, 555 soul right there, 108,555 on the trade. And it's a treachery. It's a very treacherous day. I'd move my stop loss further to that 200 now. Now I can only lose, 132. You're a different breed lifer. Jesus loves you, brother. God bless you. God bless you, man. Thank you. Thank you. I passed the 50K challenge in Top Step. God bless you, man. I hope it goes well for you. It's like being 1SG in the Army. There's no good 1SG that doesn't get an RO15 bump down a private at some point just to climb back up to the ranks of NCO. 100%, right? You got to go down and go up, man. And now I'd be willing to put this stop loss at break even. Let me see where the 1 minute 200 is. If I could get the stop loss to break even at that 1 minute 200, yeah, I'll go right there. See? Now my stop loss is covered by the 1 minute 200 moving average. Now I can lose $20? $24. My risk is light today, and I'm already up $100. So now I'm only risking $24 to keep this win alive. See, this is how you use proper risk management. Everyone's trying to build these huge portfolios overnight. It doesn't happen overnight. After 3 years of doing this, you grind somewhere else. Yes, there's opportunity, and that's why I always say, too, DCAing. Bitcoin. Never miss a day, for me personally, to grab Bitcoin when it's super low. I won't buy it every day. Some days it's a little extended, but when it's low, like that 104, it told me I had to take advantage. The daily was low. We were below some moving average. I said, man, I got to take advantage of this. Look, now we're above the smooth moving average. When you get above the smooth, that's pretty good too. Good chance we'll continue to move throughout the day here to the upside. Could it still be a false move? I'm open-minded. This could be a bear flag, right? Take a nice dump to the downside. We would lose the 200. This would all be false moved. I'm protected in case. So you can see it was a crazy Monday. And I did trade, even though I said I didn't trade, but I only risked 200, and I got myself back to $24 risk pretty fast. And I know this could definitely dump in my face. Anything could happen. And really, I should be hiding on that 1 hour 200 because there's a chance they come get me and still pump throughout the day. I'm playing Russian roulette there. You really want to be below that 1 hour 200 moving average and just sit there all day. Depends on the risk. Still learning, but staying positive through the negatives from the inspiration and the love. Thank you, Sammy. Yep. Rome wasn't built in a day. Once you slowly gain confidence in yourself, you start to raise the position size. You know, for me, like I'm playing with $5,000. Once I'm really comfortable, I play with 10. Then I play with 20, then 30, then 40, then 50, then 100, right? Right now, I'm still dealing with big size. Like I can manage very large spot positioning. But when it gets to about $1 million position, I don't like seeing my account swing by $8,000, $9,000. And once you have $1 million position, you have to be perfect. If there's any drawdown, you're going to be down about, I don't know, I'd say $4,000 to $5,000 within a tiny move for Bitcoin. A tiny move. This you wouldn't even know if you didn't start playing with big money, right? So each time you gain a little more knowledge, there's basically a learning curve to each time you gain more, you put more money into the, and then again, a false move there could decimate years of work. So as you keep adding, you got to be very, very careful. Where I'm at now is a key position in my trading career where I could give it all back because I'm using such large amounts of money at certain times. More than I ever thought. And I'm not trying to brag. I'm telling you, this is the transition. How can I tell you the transition of a trader if I don't talk about this? How can I bring you through the steps, the evolution of trading, if I can't talk about this? I can't. I mean, it's impossible. So I'm not bragging. I'm just showing you the details of my life that are actually becoming true due to my years and years of diligent trading. It becomes more money is they say more money, more problem. Not a problem, but more money is a conundrum. Like you got to figure out how to manage it. For sure. And today's still a false move Monday. Watch me just nothing happen and I lose $24. That's okay. At least I was in the game. At least I learned something. At least I watched more price action. At least I got more knowledge inside of my subconscious mind. Every day is a blessing. Today was an opportunity because we got to learn from the market. You know? Some people woke up today with kidney stones, had to run to the hospital. Some people woke up today, an appendix. Who knows? I'm just saying, a lot of things can happen. We should always be blessed. You know what I say? Dear Lord, thank you for the use of my legs, man. I walk to the bathroom. That's the first thing out of my mouth. I say it out loud under my breath. It's not to wake everyone, but thank you, dear Lord, for the use of my legs that I may walk to the bathroom. And then I go to the bathroom because that's the first thing I got to do when I wake up every day. And then I'm like, I said this for the last 6 days straight. I forget sometimes, but the last 6 days I've made it to say it every single morning. And then I think of my whole day of the day before, and I'm like, wow, I had a great day the day before I started it this way. I was like, I'm going to have a great day today. I know my day's going to be great. It's going to be an amazing day. I'm going to make sure of it. I'm going to be, happiness is a decision. People that are upset all the time are deciding to be upset. That's their modus operandi. And even if they don't know it, what they've done now, they precondition their subconscious mind and their brain to react that way. They like the reaction. They're addicted to the same behavior. You get addicted to any endorphin you feed your brain. So if you keep getting upset all the time, that's stimulation. You'll get addicted to being upset. So you'll just be upset all the time. You won't even know what a pain in the butt you are to be around. But everybody else will. And people are like, man, every time I'm around Tony, that guy is always complaining. Every time I'm around Ben, he just whines all day long. You don't want it. And no one will tell you because no one's going to tell you to your face. Because if they did, you just get upset and moan again about it because that's all you do. So no one's going to tell you anything because all you do is complain. So when you're a complainer and a whiner, nobody wants to be around you and nobody will tell you. It's like being invisible. Eventually you have a friend that has to sit down with you and be like, hey man, you used to be a good guy. Lately, all I hear is you moaning all the time. Everybody who has a few of those in their lives, everyone knows somebody like this, right? They don't stop. Everything sucks. They go to the laundromat. They run out of coins. Oh, the laundromat ripped their shirt apart, right? Everything goes there. It's never their fault. It's always the wrong way. They're late because of traffic. It's not them. You know what I'm saying? We all know that person. Some of us have been that person, including me. I've been there. I've been an excuse maker before in my life. I didn't want to go all the way. I knew how hard work was, and I didn't want to do it. To start a YouTube channel, to go after my dreams, I knew how hard it was. I didn't want to do that. I didn't want to stream every single day of my life. I wanted to hang out. I wanted to be free. I wanted to go camping and party all night long. But that's just not how it works, okay? So we gave you a live free trade on the channel that if you move your stop loss to break even, you are up. It's not amazing. I'm not trying to tell you it's one of my greatest trades ever. It's Monday. But there's a chance this does play out for more gains and we hold this 200 moving average on the 1 hour time frame. And it actually kind of helps the rest of the day move forward. right? How do our prospects for 109 look? They look okay. They look interesting. Says we could possibly get there. I tell them, bro, if not, they're not your friends. Yep. I've known a few that everything against. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yeah. Stay away from that energy. Me, I got rid of them. Yep, 100%. Someone said it's me. If it's you, admit it right now. Say, hey, it's me. If you admit it's you out loud in front of everyone, it'll probably be the last day you ever do it. You're going to slowly begin to become a better person. It's going to take time. It's not easy. Dang, it looks like this trade turns into nothingness. $100 was all we got. Should have taken it. 15 minute really doesn't want to hold that 200 moving average. 1 minute must hold the 200. This is ugly. Looked good, and then it made a kind of head and shoulder pattern. False move Monday, boys. And it's definitely been a choppy Monday, right? I mean, this is, if I didn't have my parameters set, I'd be very, like if I was chasing on the 1 minute back and forth, I had some random strategy, it didn't make sense. I'd be all over the place right now. I'm using my 200 moving averages. They're keeping me sane. I know where I'm at. I know what I can risk. I'm in control. I'm not bouncing all back and forth. I'm not screaming and yelling at the charts. All right. Trump to announce a new tariff today. Possibly. I don't know if you're joking or not. Sam, what happened with, I never changed the hot water. It just stayed the same. It's been fine. We're going to make a call today to possibly replace it, but I think we're going to spend $7,000 for no reason. We also said we bought the house. It was built in 94. The hot water heater could be 6, 7, 8, 10 years old, maybe even 15. Maybe it's just time to get a brand new thing, start fresh, so we're in control. You know what I mean? I already spent money on the house. What's another $7,000? I mean, so. I like this flag here. It could bounce back to the upside. Look for that move. The target takes you to 108,745 for Bitcoin. So we covered some news. We covered some big buys for MicroStrategy. We talked about Ton. We talked about, a lot of the other companies too. Microplanet, Semler Scientific. Big money coming in to the market. We even covered XRP at the beginning of the stream. We talked about the NASDAQ, which actually started ripping. Funny, there's a chance that this flag eventually does play out. I originally wanted to trade this flag this morning. But I just a little, it's got an SR flip. It looks like it could be busy. I want to get back to trading that NASDAQ again, but I want it to be perfect. I had that beautiful uptrend that I knew was just going to nail it. And we basically traded it up. Now what? Now we kind of wait for consolidation and for higher probability plays. Don't let work beat you down mentally 100%. Shout out to Reliable J. I'm a cynical bull. Get rejected on the 3-minute time frame. Yeah. Go gas. It's better. Natural gas. That's what I'm doing. We're going gas. I don't do an electric. Yeah. It doesn't concern you how tight the moving averages are on the 15-minute with the 21 crossing down. Let me see what you're saying. Boom, boom. No, just the 15-minute. Honestly, it could the 15-minute could be somewhat fickle over time. I see what you're saying. I gotcha. I see what you're saying. But it's just not strong enough just yet. But it has the beginnings of something. I see how you're slightly concerned subtly through the subconscious of what you're putting down there. I gotcha. You're not wrong. Just let's see if the 1 minute can bend it back out of shape here. All right. On demand hot water to where it's at. It is awesome. I love it. Yeah. Binance rising these traders hard. Rinsing these traders hard. Oh yeah. I mean, Binance, you could say, everyone says that. It's every exchange. It's price action. Everyone, just realize you're part of a big machine. Even you are part of it. When your buys and sells are in there, everyone's part of it. Yes, there's bigger liquidity that obviously, moves the market, but tariffs on BRICS nations is bullish. I like it. I like what you're saying. Shout out to Hopium Copium. I seen you on Jason's stream earlier today. I'm watching you. I'm tracking you. What's your opinion on the trade deal announcement that Europe made with Australia, Canada, Mexico, and China? None. I'm watching the charts. Probably be a waste of time. I wouldn't have seen the 1 minute cross to 200 and made gains. I would have been reading the paper. I look at the charts, man. Everything else is secondary. Ooh, nice little pump back for XRP. Yeah. Smaller time frames are needed here. XRP, the trade is starting to show up. And so if you took the XRP trade that I put out at 212, you're in the money and it looks like you may never go back. XRP breaking out of this flag. Look for it to consolidate. It continued to pump. I tell you, I got a target at 498 for XRP. Looking like it could go further to the upside here for XRPZ. We got in down there at about 213, 212. Suggested that with our stop loss below 168, 169. And bang, to the upside. Shout out to Future Profit. Shout out to Byron Miller. Shout out to the 1,446 people. When we get 1,000 likes, I would greatly appreciate it. We have enough people to hit 1,000 likes. We have double, basically, that came in left throughout the entire stream. But concurrently, we have 1,455 people here. One of the biggest live streams in trading in crypto on the entire internet. There's like 4 other guys that get a bigger stream than me, I think, on the entire internet. Your man Patrick. There's like a couple other people, man. And that's it. I know channels with 1 million subscribers that can't get this many people on a live stream. I mean, they're not trading, but, you know. I had a kidney stone last month that landed me in the ER. Wouldn't wish that pain on anyone. I'm so sorry to hear that. How do I avoid those? Someone I know also had one. I'd never want to have one of those. Took profits and got back in. Feeling like a pro. I like that, A-Rose. Wow. Took profits and got back in. That's like, that takes some real knowledge. I don't know if I would get back in after taking profits, especially on a day like on a Monday. But you never know over here. Hey. My wife said, come here, take me no place I'd ever been, huh? So I took her to the kitchen. That thing, that it never gets old, man. Nah, my wife is the greatest, though, honestly. And our babies are awesome. What a beautiful life we live. I would like to see this flag break out, but no. You can see I'm risking very little on the trade. Drink water and avoid soda. Thank you. Drink water, pee often, just healthy, and drink lots of water. Yeah, I don't think I'll ever have one. My dad never had one. My dad never had appendicitis. My dad never had a kidney stone. My dad was so healthy. Basically, my parents were so healthy their entire life. Then they took the... And 2 years later, they were gone. It was... You tell me, man. And people try to tell me I'm crazy. I'm not stupid. I know what happened to my parents. Like... And the truth will come out one day, and we will win. We will win. Somehow, some way, God will prevail. I don't know how or when, but I have faith. God's always held me down and been there for me. Even when my mom died on Thanksgiving, I never lost faith in God. That was my challenge. That was when the devil could swoop me up and make me pronounce and say, no, God would never have done this to me if he loved me. And I would have said, if God loved everybody, why did my mom die on Thanksgiving? And I could have done all that and went down that dark road. I didn't do that. I said, you know what? My mom could have died alone. God had her die when she was around her whole family, full of love, light, and happiness. I said, God gave her a gift. I said, and wow, what a gift I received to be able to be with my mom when she passed. She was going to pass one day anyway. That's a descending triangle. You see that on the 1 minute time frame? Looks like it's going to head lower to the downside. Everyone, I'm so sorry to tell you this. I have to cut the stream about 5 minutes earlier than normal. My wife had to pick up a friend our nanny. Our nanny's coming back into town. We were nannyless for a few weeks. It was tough. Our nanny I can't even call her a nanny. She's like part of the family. My kids love her. She's awesome. She's always there. And so, yeah. I know 20 plus people that got it and are no longer 100%. Yeah, I shouldn't have started that, but it is what it is. We know what happened with you, Sammy. Shout out to Sandy Bouvier Ingram. What a cool name, Sandy Bouvier. That's so cool. Sound like a famous, Bouvier. Now, I got faith we could stay above this 200. I'm just, that's definitely descending. That could dump you. It's the 1 minute. Don't take everything I say on the 1 minute as like gold. We're working on price action as it happens. That's the devil in your ear if you feed into that negativity 100%. It's called everlasting life for a reason. Shout out to Pure Blood Prophet. We have so many cool people here on the live. A tablespoon of apple cider vinegar. I heard that, Brett. I heard it was good to have the, Jacqueline Bouvier Kennedy. Exactly. Yep. She was a Bouvier. Jackie Kennedy. Jackie Onassis. Sammy, the type of guy who'd tell a go. Yeah, oh my gosh. Mom got tendonitis right after the jab and doesn't get started on the. Yeah, so many people had things in their ears. 100% ringing in their ears. My brother-in-law has a ringing in the ear now. He brought it up yesterday. He said ever since he's had ringing in the ears. I'm looking for this to pump. I'm still long. You know me. I'm still long with my stop below the 1 hour, 200 moving average on the 1 minute there, the 200 moving average on the 1 minute. And we're still looking for this to continue to pump off the 1 hour, 200 moving average. So can we catch the move? Only time will tell. I like Jack's sister Radswell. I thought she was amazing. You're funny. Shout out to Lil Kennedy, my boy. Inflation, inflammation of the brain. I like, yeah, exactly. Encephalitis. I think yeah. I lost my manager job because I refused. Yeah. Oh, so much happened to me. I'll write a book on what they did to me. They fired me when I told them the office should go remote because everything was going to get shut down. I was working at a place. I told them the office is going to go remote because everyone's going to shut down. I said, I have the greatest remote systems in place. I said, I advise we should start one right now and start testing it to make sure we're ready because the city's going to get shut down. They fired me and sent me home, thought I was insane. Then they hired me back remotely and never apologized. How insane is that? I have the emails to prove it. I told the entire company they were going to get shut down because the trains weren't going to work and no one could conceptualize the future like me. I could see it already. Because I could see it, everyone thought I was nuts. In February at a Super Bowl party, I told everybody they're going to shut the city down. Nobody believed me. All my friends and family thought I was absolutely insane. Then it all happened and they said, dude, is he a genius or does he just get lucky like a broken clock struck twice? I said, I didn't get lucky with Bitcoin. I didn't get lucky with the call. I didn't get lucky. I said, I can see what's likely going to happen. It's obvious to me. I was doing the math. Anyway, I'll write a book on it one day. It's insane what they did to me. That's why I'm getting everything I deserve now because they tried to rip my life apart when all that happened. And a lot of you do. And that's what brought us all together. A lot of us got our lives ripped apart during that time. This is bigger than just crypto, everyone. This was something huge. This was a spiritual movement. Don't you get it how you got to this channel? This ain't just the charts, man. There was something way bigger that brought you here. That's why my channel is pushing through the algorithm differently than all the other crypto channels. That's why we keep going to these big live streams when everyone else says my live stream's dying. No one joins my group. I'm falling off. Everyone else says they're, and we're still getting awesome attention and retention because we don't just talk about crypto here. We talk about everything because we take a holistic approach to crypto because if you're not in a good mood, in a good place, you can take 100 setups that look great and squander them to zero. It's all about you and how you feel inside and where you could go. Everyone, I have to jump and go visit my kid and get her from camp. I love each and every one of you. God bless you all. Thank you so much. Just like I'm on time for you guys, I got to be on time for my daughter. Sometimes a couple minutes late, but hey, I'm here every day, right? Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for being here. I'm going to keep you up to date to that trade inside the trading group. Let's see if we can stay above that 200 moving average. I got the Bitcoin tie on. Something told me something big was going to happen today. I don't know what it is, but something is brewing. I love you all. God bless each and every one of you. Stay fresh. Stay suited up if you can. If you can do it, why not? And dress your best, feel your best. Remember, the secret to success is getting started. You're not going to be great to start, but you got to start to be great. You got to start. I started this live stream one day. I pressed the button. I bought a camera. It happened. Now I'm here. You got to start to be successful. The secret to success is getting started. I love you. I believe in you. You can, you will. You are the best. You've got this. I'm your brother. You're my sister. No matter who you are in this chat, I love you all. You've got this. Never stop believing in yourselves. I believe in you. You're going to become as inspirational as me to the world. I know it. I know it. God bless you all. Thank you so much for your time. Keep pushing. Crypto is life. Shout out to Sean Carr for his baby girl, man. God bless you, man. What a celebration, man. A lifer had another baby. God bless you, man. That's awesome. I just read that.